Oh, hello there. Those who have been watching my channel for a while will pretty much recognize where I am. Lighting changes. Snow conditions change. But getting up this hill doesn't change much from time to time. And of course, where I am is Whitewater State Park, and specifically on the trail that leads up to Chimney Rock and the Inspiration Point Trail. Quite the climb, quite the climb. So anyway, today is Thursday, December 31st, 2020. New Year's Eve. About to put 2020 behind us. Which I think everybody will agree is a good thing. What a year it's been. Getting close to the top here. Finally made it to the top using one of their appropriately placed benches to take a little bit of a breather. Although I can't take a breather for long because my toes are cold and sitting around doing nothing doesn't help them. That's despite having winter boots on and having toe warmers inside those boots. Anyway, didn't think it was windy out here. Like I said, it's New Year's Eve day, 2020, and I'm out here at Whitewater State Park. Ending the day, or ending the year, the same place I started the year. More on that later. I hope the wind noise isn't too bad here. But anyway, I trust everybody had a merry, happy Christmas, or whatever it is that you celebrate this time of year. We had a quiet one, no visitors, and we didn't visit anybody else, just my wife and I and the 3 pups. Had a nice Christmas anyway. Usually I talk to you about what Christmas presents I got that you might be interested in. Unfortunately, my biggest present this year, which is something that's going to help improve my videos, had a defect. You know, it was mail ordered from B&H, so I had to send it back to B&H, and they have received it. I got notification yesterday that they're shipping out a replacement, but of course it's going to take a while before I get it. So rather than spilling the beans on what it is, I'll just wait and put that into a later video, a separate video. The one thing I can tell you about is that I got a book for Christmas that is it's about the waterfalls of Minnesota, and it covers both the ones that most everybody knows about, as well as some hidden gems. For each one, it tells you how to get to them, how difficult the trail is to get to them. It also rates them on a scale of 1 to 5 as far as how good the waterfall is, as well as 1 to 5 on how difficult it is to get to them. So I keep thinking I hear somebody, or there are other people out here. So, but anyway, it's going to be interesting. Of course, a lot of the waterfalls in Minnesota are along what's called the North Shore of Lake Superior, and when we're up in Ely, we're going to be a lot closer to that area than we are now. So I'm looking forward to exploring a lot of those waterfalls, especially the ones that I didn't even realize existed before. And of course, all the ones, there's a lot that I have visited and photographed and gotten on video and what have you. But yeah, really looking forward to using that book. It's been a memorable year, that's for sure. What I thought I would do is I thought I'd put a compilation of the photos I took this year, along with a little bit of commentary. So it's going to be my favorite photos. Doesn't necessarily mean it's everybody else's favorites, but it's mine. And I'm going to have them in chronological order. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take to put this video together, but it will be well into the new year, of course, before it does get done. So Happy New Year. I sure hope things look a lot rosier on that side of midnight tonight. And yeah, so Happy New Year again. I hope you had a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all the rest of that, and really hoping 2021 is going to be a lot better. Of course, looking back on 2020, my photography business has tanked, to say the least. First of all my major shows were canceled, of course. Plus, the gallery was shut down for a month and a half or so, and it's taken a while for people to start coming back in. Thankfully, we did have a good December, and I personally, I think, have had the best December I've ever had at the gallery, and that includes when we were at the old place where we got a lot more traffic. I'd have to go back and look through my records. All I can say is I definitely had a good December. I also had a good December on Fine Art America, so I'm going to get good payments from both of those places come January. But of course, who knows what's going to happen from there on, so got to make it last. Calendars, I ordered way too many calendars. I have tons of them left. Guess I'm going to end up throwing a lot of them away, unfortunately. Been giving a lot away, but gonna have to throw them away, because I can still sell them up until about February, March time frame. I can still sell, but I've got way too many to unload. So calendars are a tricky thing because they got a date, when they're not good anymore, and it's always a big guessing game on how many to order, because of course the more you order, the cheaper you get the calendars for, but it also means that you've got a bigger outlay to start with, and if you don't sell them all, then even though you got them for a lower price, still end up eating a lot of money. So at this point in time, I'm still taking photos as if I'm going to do a calendar, but I'm really wondering. A lot is going to depend on what happens with COVID, I think. By the time I have to do a calendar, hopefully we'll know a little bit more. I'll have a better idea on whether my shows are going to happen or not. If my shows happen, I know I can sell calendars that way, so that makes it a little bit easier. So anyway, enough about that. Don't think there was anything else I wanted to say as a wrap up other than the good thing about COVID and all the lockdowns and everything else is that it's kept me closer to home. I think I have taken more pictures this year than in the past, and I've definitely taken more pictures around the local area, although I did get up north a little bit too, but I didn't get out of state as much as I had intended to or wanted to. So I've gotten to explore my local area a lot more, as you'll see in the pictures to come. So I think I've rambled enough now. So I'm not sure if I'll take any more video here at Whitewater today, or whether I think I am going to try to climb up to Chimney Rock and beyond and see what kind of photos I can get. Any photos I take today will be tacked on to the end of the slideshow that you're about to see. So I hope you enjoy the slideshow. You've seen some of the pictures before, some of them you haven't seen because the videos haven't been done yet, and others I never even took a video. So like I said, I hope you enjoy. Enough of my rambling. Let's get on with the show. 2020 started out sunny and mild with lots of promise. I was glad I headed to Whitewater State Park, where I enjoyed the snow-dusted sandstone walls bounding the Whitewater River. There was no clue about what was looming on the horizon. While I was at the park, the sky clouded up, but then it cleared again while I was headed home. I loved the way the light played on the patterns and textures of the farmland along the road. 2020 was off to a great start. Later on in January, I visited the Sax-Zim Bog in northern Minnesota. Renowned for its birding opportunities, it rarely disappoints. On this visit, a great gray owl took off and flew right over the car. A snowshoe hare, the first I've ever photographed, hunkered down in the snow. And a very cooperative barred owl posed very nicely. I've photographed thousands of black-capped chickadees, but count this particular shot as one of my finest. Birding for the year was off to a great start, a trend that would continue throughout most of the year. By the time March rolled around, social distancing and restrictions on travel had kicked in. I spent a lot of time in the Whitewater Wildlife Management area. With a few foggy mornings, there were plenty of landscape photo ops. Bird photography continued, although the focus shifted to waterfowl like this pair of northern shoveler ducks. My trips to the wildlife management area continued in April, where I was lucky to come across this mink. With the spring migration firmly underway, I found a wider variety of birds to photograph, including a great egret. A yellow-rumped warbler signaled the start of the warbler invasion. There were also flowers to photograph, such as this striped crocus in my wife's garden, and this rue anemone in the wildlife management area. Waterfowl photography continued into early May, when I made some of my best images ever of the beautiful male wood duck, using a bit of stealth and cunning. While doing so, I also encountered a female hooded merganser with her duckling. Later in the month, my attention was diverted to migrating warblers such as this redstart. My first ever chestnut-sided warbler and this yellowthroat, which posed nicely among spring blossoms. There were many other warblers, including a few more lifers, and of course other birds like this catbird were in evidence. Towards the end of the month, a trip to Chester Woods County Park yielded this photograph of a killdeer as it tried to lure me away from its nest. During another canoe outing at Chester Woods County Park in June, I spotted a raccoon hunting for clams along the shore. A return to Whitewater State Park later in the month resulted in several photos of the Whitewater River. During a house hunting trip in July, I stayed at Bearhead Lake State Park and was treated to dramatic sunset color between two heavy downpours. While 2020 will most likely be remembered as the year of COVID-19, it was also the year the Neowise comet visited. I spent a few nights photographing it and also got some decent shots of the Milky Way. On another trip to Ely in August, I took a break for a relaxing paddle with some friends. Returning to Rochester, the year of the birds continued with this photo of a great blue heron at Chester Woods County Park. I didn't manage to take many good photos while on my August Boundary Waters trip, but this photo, taken the night before my trip, is one of my absolute favorites of the year. The autumn color in the Ely area was fantastic in 2020. During another trip to Ely at the beginning of September, I was able to experience some of it. My October Boundary Waters trip was much more successful, photographically speaking. I didn't go far, but came home with several good images, most of them right from my campsite. Early in November, we had a whole week of temperatures in the 70s. The migrating tundra swans seemed to be doing a happy dance in celebration. The soaring eagle didn't seem to mind the weather either. On November 10th, I had a short camping trip at Split Rock Lighthouse State Park for the annual lighting of the beacon. I made quite a few images of the beacon as the sky turned darker. It snowed overnight and I awoke to a winter wonderland. I took a few more photos of the lighthouse all decked out in white. And then I took the opportunity to drive further up the shore to see what I could find. All in all, a very productive couple of days. About a week later, I was back in the Sax-Zim Bog. Although I was there mainly for the birds, I wasn't blind to the landscape opportunities which also abound. Turning my attention back to the birds, I thought I was photographing a gray jay. Imagine my surprise when I looked at this photo on my computer and realized it was a northern shrike, yet another bird I hadn't photographed before. In the same area as I photographed the shrike, I captured what I feel is my best ever photo of a blue jay. Pine grosbeaks like this beautiful male were in the same area in abundance. And I did photograph a gray jay as well, posing very nicely on a cattail. Another highlight of the day was this male downy woodpecker, which allowed me to get a very close shot. I returned to the barn to photograph it bathed in the orange glow from the setting sun. A couple of weeks after that, I braved cold temperatures to capture the sun rising above Kawishwe Falls, just east of Ely. I had problems with my camera batteries and my fingers, but it was well worth it. And that brings me back to New Year's Eve and Whitewater State Park. First thing in the morning, I took a hike along Trout Run Creek, purposely not recording any video, but concentrating on photography instead. It was later in the day that I hiked up to Chimney Rock. Well, I hope you enjoyed that photographic journey through 2020. Hopefully it was a lot better than the actual journey through 2020. But anyway, I did make it up to, well, as you saw, I probably saw in the photos, I did make it to the top of the, up to the chimney and above it. So now I'm going to start going down the other side. Anyway, I want to thank all you subscribers who have stayed with me through 2020 and the ones who have joined me. Channel continues to grow. I thank each and every one of you for supporting my channel. I especially like to again thank the people who bought calendars, pictures, or even just made a one-time donation. All of it really helps to keep the channel going. And of course, all the likes and comments keep me motivated to keep the channel going. I really apologize for the delay on getting some of the videos out, especially the Boundary Waters ones. Just so that you know, part 1 of my August trip, I'm still in the process of editing it. I get a little bit done at a time, life gets in the way, go back to it, get a little bit more done. But it's gradually getting there. So hopefully before too long it'll be available. But anyway, again, I thank all of you for staying with me through thick and thin and all the rest of it. And looking forward to a brighter 2021, and for both me and for you. So once again, Happy New Year, and thanks for watching this video. Remember to comment. I don't have to tell you all that kind of stuff, you know anyway. So thanks again, and hope to see you on trail someday, snowy, watery, or otherwise. Nibby Mox out.